All right. Hello there. Uh, Trying something different. I'm outside in undisclosed location in Northern California. Um, and I know the visibility is not great here on me, but it's kind of cold outside, and I don't want to do this for too long anyway. So this will be a way for me to keep this brief. I had promised a live stream last week, and I know I'm doing this one early. Hope that it's still early enough that some people will be able to catch it. Um, I don't really have anything like specific to talk about. I mentioned yesterday that I was gonna take a short break um, from videos, but got an interesting comment um, on that video that I kind of wanted to address. It was a really good comment, and I won't read the whole thing, but I think that it's kind of just um, the why, like when you talk about like the why. You know what? I'm gonna just scoot over a little bit and try to get a little bit of a better light here. There we go. Okay, just okay. There, now I look like I'm in an interrogation room or something. Oh man, that's okay. Anyway, it's a good floodlight there on me. Really just really brings out the paleness of my skin. If you didn't think I was white already, um, there's not going to be any way to get that perfect. But anyway, yeah, there's a good comment about like, well, okay, maybe I will read something. I don't want to butcher it. Um, Here are my thoughts on this experience with you. I wanted to do what you do, but I'm way too neurotic to put myself out there. As much as I claim to have set my boundaries, I'm not confident about how I would face not getting the validation. It literally petrifies me. Um, so this is for me, which is ironic because it's weird, and instead, in a world that says "do not be selfish," well, really doesn't mean I can't be anything. And then he mentions about how you touch on the human experiences of the politics, which I like um, that you recognize that, because I don't consider this a particularly political channel, or the podcast as well. But people sometimes kind of, I think people that passively watch, or like people that know that I have a podcast, that like know me in real life, I think they think that I have a political channel, but um, it's really not. I think you've hit the nail on the head with the. Um, Actually, you know what? I can just do this. Look, I can copy the comment. Hope Janice Zeal doesn't mind here, and I'm just gonna put it right here. All right, so now anybody can see it. Let's see if it's. Oh, it's too long. Okay, well, 1 second. Don't know what I'm doing. Okay, I gotta put it up in segments here because it was too long. Okay. Let's see here. That's taking too long. Sorry. But anyway, so yeah, it's not a political channel. It really is like about the it's the why. I think of like news. We learn as kids and everything. It's all about the who, what, when, where, why, and how. I think that people like Bo the Fifth Column, David Pakman, the Young Turks, the Rational National, I really like a lot. Um, there's a few other ones that I really like. They really get into the what and the how, and they do get into the whys as well a little bit, but they're really, I feel like, really fact driven and analytical on like what's going on, like the stuff that's happening, the actual the things of the world, the events, foreign policy, or um, it's just things that are happening, or things that Trump is doing, or the crimes that he's admitting to, you know, on on camera now with no shame. Whereas I don't feel like I can offer anything to compete with that. I I'm more interested in the why, but not even just like the why this specific thing happened, but like why just people do the things they do, why they think the way they do, why they believe the things they believe, like why they trust this source but not that one, and it's just the human element. Um, and I thought that the comment was a good segue into that conversation as it pertains to this channel, because the comment gets into the like the validation that you seek, as I'm sitting here speaking in a live video that literally nobody is watching right now. I think that's kind of speaks to the point of the comment. um, it's like, well, why are you doing this? Like, it would be frustrating, and it is sometimes. It's frustrating. Getting momentum is very, very hard. uh, the subscribers that I've gotten, there's 3 or 4 big videos that the vast majority of the subscribers came from those videos. Beau the Fifth Column on police militarization, my video on my review of Udemy, the art review, a little bit the Ben Shapiro one, kind of, but not so much. But it's really the Gwen Berry one, and then the talk on Contrarian Dude reviewing Beau the Fifth Column. That was by far the biggest response. And interesting, all those videos were of me like talking about somebody else. It wasn't I mean, it was my analysis on those things. It was my thoughts on Contrarian Dude, and like me riffing on the just the ridiculousness of his arguments. But it wasn't like my origination. It wasn't my, you know it was a video to a response, reaction video to another video, so it's like third degrees of separation. So yeah, it can be frustrating, almost kind of disheartening in a way, um, when like the most popular stuff you do is just because it piggybacks off of someone who's a lot more popular than you. But then, having said that, there's always, you know at least a couple people that are kind of that string along with you. I had mentioned that in my list. I probably would have stopped doing this channel um, a while back if I didn't have like consistent engagement, even if it's very small, even if it's just a couple people commenting here and there. That's usually enough. The thing is, like, if I just wanted to talk to myself, I just talk to myself, like looking in the mirror or just driving around. I do that anyway. Um, so if I wasn't getting any response or any reactions to these videos, then yeah, I probably would stop doing it after a certain point. I mean, I'd I'd plow through for a while. My first, I don't know, 3 or 4 months of doing these videos, when I started last year, I had 10 or 15 subscribers, and I think most of those were just people that I knew in real life. Very few, very little engagement, very few watching it. It wasn't until and doing, but I still did those videos even with very little encouragement. But I was still kind of like, the novelty was still there for starting it, and I wasn't like frustrated yet. the plateauing, and then I did the response video on the police militarization in Portland, and that was below the fifth column, and I only did that one specifically because he said in the video, like, he wanted to get this word out. He specifically says in the video, I usually don't ask people to share, or do a call to action, was how he worded. I don't usually do call to actions, but in this case he did, because we felt it was really important. So for that reason, I did myself just kind of followed up on it, and it got a pretty good response. It got the timeliness of it. I think the way the algorithms work, if it's like a current relevant story and people are searching for it, then your video might get shared around a little bit. And so anyway, I got a lot of, not a lot, but I got my first boost of subscribers from that video. I think I went from like 20 to like 60 or 70 pretty quick. And then it stayed around there, slowly rising over a little while. But yeah, it's basically like you just do a shit ton of videos, people, or picks up just like a lot of new subscribers, and then that gives you your boost. So like the contrarian dude one, what's funny about that one was I did that one like 4 months ago, and uh, it sat dormant for a long time, like months, with just a few views and a few comments, and then all of a sudden, just randomly, like a month ago, it just blew up. I don't know why, but that's just YouTube for you. And I got like I went from like 170 to like 340 subscribers in like a weeks, where I'm at now. But now that goes fizzled out and not is not going around anymore, and now it's just the same. And in fact, and this is where you start talking about like the um, sort of disheartening part about it, or just frustrating part. Like, I put up this live notification, and I lost 3 subscribers within like a day or two. And yeah, just honestly like that's that hurt, because, and I said this before, like, if people unsubscribe because of a video that I do, then that's okay. I mean, that's like, honestly, I'd I'd rather a community of people who, you know, generally like the things that I do, and kind of think the way I think. And so if a video that I do is just not jiving with somebody, then it's probably for the best, because eventually I'd like to have, a fairly large following of just good engagement on videos and good comments, and good thoughtful dialogue. And I think that, so for that kind of stuff, it's okay if people unsubscribe for those reasons. But just for putting up a notification, like just putting up a future live stream, like, there's a notice that, oh, look, this guy, thanks for the words, is going to do a live video in a week, and you just unsub that. uh, I don't know if I really understand that. I guess what it is like, those are the people that subscribed for like a particular popular video, but then they don't really ever watch any of my other videos. And so then all of a sudden they see my live video, and they're reminded, like, oh, that's that guy that I never watch, just unsub. And because I noticed the thing with doing the lives, when you do them ahead of time, and you put the announcement for it, you show up on the top of the feed, for the subs, like for people who subscribe to you. Because I noticed when I'm on the other end, like the channels that I subscribe to, when they have a future live, their video shows on the top, and it continues to show. So maybe people are just tired of looking at my face. But you can change the notifications also. Like, you can make it so mine does, anyway, whatever, it's fine. But it's just, it is a little disheartening when people unsub simply from me putting up a live video. Because the thing is, like, I put the notification up so that maybe people will see it, and that's gonna happen, and they'll plan to watch it. Whereas, like before, um, my first, for a few months, I wouldn't. I would go live occasionally, but I would never do a notification. I would never like schedule it. I would just do it, and then there wouldn't be anybody there. But I hope all that outside noise isn't loud. But um, anyway, yeah. So when I started scheduling them, um, I would tend to get a little bit more response because people could see them. But then sometimes I would actually gain a couple subs when I would do it, and I thought that was always interesting. Like, I don't know if that shows up in feeds or if that's like shows up for people who l- like or subscribe to similar themed channels as mine. I don't know how that works, but then again, like I said, then I lost the last two times that I've done these schedules, I've lost subscribers, and that's honestly just kind of annoying and frustrating. um, and again, anyway, it that plays into the theme of the comment, I think, which was just about like the potential for frustration or for feeling of rejection if you get like validation or like a lot of following on kinds of videos. um, that's definitely there. um, uh, but at the same time, it's not necessarily like why I do it. Anyway, I should go back and look at the comment as I start trailing off and lose my train of thought. um, Yeah, so we talked about like doing this instead of not politics, talking about the human experience more than politics. So, do you feel discouraged? I would 1,000 times over. But have you thought about thriving more from this platform or your daily schedule? That was the part I really wanted to. That's the part I really wanted to address. Let me actually just. I can just copy that part really quick to this chat here. All right. So there it is. So, do you feel discouraged? I would 1,000 times over. But have you thought about thriving more from this platform? So I wanted to kind of touch on that really quick because I don't. I think it's basically saying, have you thought about like if you would do better in the real world versus here, and where's that balance? Yeah, honestly, that has been a consideration of mine a few times. I have thought about ditching this channel because I felt like it's getting in the way of real world opportunities. Um, and I still feel that way, and I wonder about that sometimes. And I guess where it always comes around to is there's always somebody. The first one was my video on capping the well, and when Feral Human had commented about um, never really being a big. No, the bugs are coming out. I got to cut this short soon. It's getting the bugs are coming out, and I got the bright light. But yeah, Feral Human had commented about how she's never been a big fan of the like vote blue no matter who, and I haven't either. I've never liked that mentality. I think it's just not a good way to approach it. I mean, I like the idea, but I just personally don't. I don't like that. I don't like the mentality. But she said my analogy about capping the well really resonated with her, and she at the point she didn't really picture herself voting for Biden, but she said that the way I framed it made her think differently about it and made her reconsider it, and that did did so much for me in terms of my motivation to continue doing this. If I can connect with one person who appreciates the things that I'm saying, and then if it actually encourages like an actionable thing, whether it's helping to vote out Trump or just doing something, like doing a random act of kindness for somebody, um, that's really cool to me, and I'm glad to uh, be able to be a part of that. But at the same time, yeah, it's tough. Like I said, I've been talking for 20 minutes now, and there's been like a couple people that have come and gone. Nobody's watching right now, and it's almost kind of appropriate for sort of the point of this whole conversation. I might watch this back and just be like, Chris, you look ridiculous, and just delete this damn thing anyway. But um, I don't know. I guess I was feeling kind of vulnerable, and the question kind of helped me to open up about that a little bit. Um, yeah, that was. I mean, that's why I was. That's why I said I was taking this break, because I'm like, I can't do these videos and stay completely focused on the things I need to focus on for my own well-being, in my career, and especially if I'm getting like one or two comments a video, it's like, sorry, I can't I can't do it. But then it's interesting because that's the part that gets disheartening, where it's like 342 subscribers, but like two comments a video. But numbers wise, it still matches up with like the really big channels. Like I did like a little audit of a lot of the big channels, 500,000 subscribers and up, and the view count, the like count, and the comment count tends to be fairly consistent amongst all those. There's a little bit of deviation, but generally it's in the view, usually ballparking it in like the 10% range. So 10% of the amount of subscribers is how many people actually watch a video. So for me, that's like 34 views. So, from that perspective, it's not so bad. Um, it's consistent with the expectation, I guess. I guess it's just a numbers game. You just need to get more more of them. Um, Most of them are there because of that one popular video. But yeah, like I was kind of alluding to before, that makes it hard to continue, because it's like the most popular videos are the ones that where I responded to somebody with a lot of subscribers, and there's the algorithms just directed me to my video, and they just happen to like the video, and that feels good. Like, it's good that they liked that video. um, but it doesn't, for the majority of them, it doesn't make them continue to watch. But the kicker to it is, you know 9,000 views on the contrarian video begets like 140 subscribers. So it's like, one out of 80 or something like that. Like one out of 80 views is a subscription, and then one out of like 50 of those subscriptions is then a consistent engaged viewer. So that kind of sort of gives you an idea of like what it takes to build a following. You need to like a few more viral. I don't know if virals. I don't think any of my videos have gone technically viral, but for me, the Gwen Berry one is approaching 10,000 views, which is a lot for me. I don't have any five-figure view yet. So anyway, yeah, I'm kind of rambling on. I was thinking if people were watching, they might ask questions, and that might keep me around. But there's nobody watching. But the good thing is that makes it easy to leave. I don't have to cut anybody off. Um, yeah, I guess that's about it. I'm sorry that we missed Janice Zeal, because I know he was the one person that had responded to my poll for this live stream. And I know I initially said I was going to do Sunday, but my schedule just it's not going to work for that. But anyway, yeah, I think I'll leave it at that. I'll be back. Um, I think I'll keep doing these, but um, I don't know. I don't want to let it um, like hold me back from real world opportunities. I guess in the back of my mind, I would always think like, well, there's always a chance that I could become like a quasi successful YouTuber. But even then, even like the really good, even the really famous YouTubers, I think even them, they don't make their prime income from that. I think it's like supplemental income. Um, so yeah, I don't want to let this like get in the way of the real world. Um, then like I said, then at that point I may as well just go talk to myself in front of the mirror. I'm gonna do that anyway, so just do that instead of wasting my time on this thing. But like I said, there's always a couple people that I do feel that connected response with, and that's what helps keep me coming back. So yeah, we'll continue this conversation, I'm sure. But I'm going to continue. I'm going to go back to resuming my studying now and focusing on the things I've got coming up. Um, Hopefully, I'll have good news for that. I'm hoping that the old adage of third time's a charm is going to be the case for me this time, because this is my third go around with this particular exam. Um, this exam is not like a thing. It's a competitive thing, like you with other people. So I'm hoping that this is my year. Anyway, I will check in with you all again. Hope that everyone's having a great night. Um, I don't know when I'll be back, but uh, yeah, that's good. Have a great rest of your day, and remember, don't be afraid to question the consensus.